Thank you so much, Madison. And we'll get ready for tip here. Nancy, first starting lineups, no surprises. We'll see Rode and Parker tip here. Ospreys in white, they win the tip for Darius Hicklin.
Yeah, very consistent starting lineup for the Liberty Flames over the course of the year. Coming in 6-4 all-time against UNF, but UNF won the last matchup here about exact 11 months ago, I think.
Yeah.
72-69.
Here's Hendrickson, the man of Thursday. Tough matchup there against Kyle Rode, who, when he played here 2 years ago, made the ASUN All-Tournament team.
Darius McGee, who we will speak about a lot in today's broadcast, bringing the basketball up.
And here's Porter, which you noted, he's got the headband. It's not the normal white that we've seen.
He threw me off today with his black headband, but I'm very impressed with the 5'9" freshman point guard for the Flames. Really great facilitator.
And can make shots like that, I know you love.
And I was about to say crafty, and he just explained it to everybody that's watching.
This is Hicklin last year against Liberty, had 31 points. This one knocked away, and it's Porter.
Porter's averaging 6.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds.
Darius McGee rolls around and goes off the backboard. And I was talking to somebody before the game. I feel like at some point Liberty and or the ASUN will name an award after Darius McGee.
Well, Darius McGee is on every watch list this year that you could possibly have. He's a special talent. He's a once-in-a-generation player. And he just became the 4th all-time leader in the NCAA in makes. That's going to be an offensive foul on Kyle Rode. Little forearm shiver.
Yeah, for Rode, the senior, as he knows the game of Carter Hendrickson pretty well. We'll see Robinson come in, so they want to watch those fouls today.
Yep, that's a quick substitution. Shiloh Robinson coming in, 7.5 points per game off the bench.
But he's somebody that can tear it up. Last year in the game at Lynchburg, had 21 against the Ospreys.
Horn set for the Ospreys with the post entry.
Hendrickson was looking for Parker. Close out well by Preston.
Ball movement and ball reversals are going to be key to the UNF Ospreys today.
Long three! Hendrickson picks up where he left off.
Liberty plays the pack line defense. I'll talk more about it as the game goes on, but it's very hard to penetrate against the pack line. They protect 16 feet from the rim. But the Ospreys don't care because they shoot so many threes.
That's true. Here's McGee. McGee to step back, high arcing. And it's going to be last touched by Preston.
Came up a little short.
As McGee coming off a 25-point game at JU. There's the head coach, Richie McKay.
In his 10th season at Liberty, 2 different stints here at Liberty, 2007 to 2009, then returned after a stint as an associate head coach at the University of Virginia.
There's Barry. Had a tougher game on Thursday. Barry matched up against McGee. Lasser. He has Porter. And Jose has to go with the fadeaway. Buzzer goes off. And both point guards with the little action there as the clock goes down.
Lasser a little lucky because he picked up his dribble and killed himself and even had the double coming at him, but he was able to get that ball up and over the double.
Porter goes up. Parker's waiting on him.
Is that going to be a block for Jaden? Is that considered a block?
We'll see what Brock Borgeson decides to do. Both SIDs helping us out all week for this big matchup. Parker and Jaden Parker, no help from the rim. And I believe a foul will be on Carter Hendrickson.
The 2 big guys got tied up, and luckily for Robinson, that was called on Hendrickson. So it's first on Hendrickson.
Well, Preston, much like Carter, are a little more facial hair than they had last year. There marches Porter in a tie ball game. Oscar Berry has that tough task. Long pass. First look at Van Zandt. Alley-oop, and there's a finish put away by your impact player, Nancy.
I love big guys that are so fundamentally sound. Blake Preston, really good around the rim, close in, pick and roll, lob, ISO actions at the rim, and that's what you just saw.
Hendrickson, he's got Robinson on him, goes with the right hook and smooth.
We talked about the lightning in a bottle that Carter had to bottle up and bring with him from Thursday night. Just a spectacular performance from the senior. 35 points. And you were here watching that live and in person.
Yeah, that was a fun one to call. Just incredible. Everything was dropping.
It was tied with a minute to go.
McGee! Oh, and that's what he's done his entire career.
Small in stature, but big in statistics. The ASUN preseason player of the year and two-time ASUN player of the year. Liberty Flames will be moving to Conference USA in 23-24, and he will be graduating with the chance to make it to the NBA. Wow. Hendrickson is loving these turnaround Jays, really being forced into contested shots, and the Liberty bench, hey, you can't ask for better defense than that. This contested, walled up. Carter just makes a better shot.
Well, the bench has been pleased with every possession defensively. There's a nice look as Preston another finish.
Well, and the UNF coaching staff is going to have to adjust their defensive scheme. Nice job by Placer. Couldn't get it to go. They're going to have to do a better job of containing Porter.
And there's Porter to Preston. You called it, Nancy.
Porter is he's seeing too much off pick and rolls and penetration into the paint, leading to easy baskets for the Flames.
Placer was trying to find Parker.
Next dead ball will be the first media timeout of the game.
Parker over to Hendrickson. He already has 7. He drives. Floater! Already 9 for Carter.
Well, in keys to a victory, the number one key to a UNF victory today would be a disciplined defensive effort. And so they're going to have to get better on the defensive end. They're facing a Liberty team, though, that is so good in offensive efficiency.
Here's a 3. It's off the mark. And Jose goes down. Foul's going to be on Robinson. And we'll take our first media timeout. Fast-paced ball game here. Flames lead by 3. We'll take a break and come on back to the UNF.
From the rest of his teammates.
Absolutely. We see a couple of new bodies on the floor as Peebles and Warfield are now in for Liberty. Abar in for the Ospreys along with Lanier and James. Here's James and a travel.
I do like that inside-out option because that's one of the ways you're going to beat the pack line defense. You're going to have ball reversals, skip passes, post entries, feeds into the post, collapse the defense, kick out.
McGee, here's Rode, is both made the ASUN first team or preseason team.
Watching Liberty, I had the opportunity to watch their last loss against Eastern Kentucky. It was a very close basketball game. But what EKU did so well is really doubled. Brought 2 men at Darius McGee the entire basketball game, and he had an uncharacteristically bad shooting night.
McGee, the miss there. It's Jose on the move, and Jonathan Abar.
Jonathan Abar could have almost gotten an and one on that, but no whistle.
A tight one early. We've had a pair of ties thus far. Road. It's going to be Warfield. Warfield back out. Road. And one more is that passing along the perimeter.
So, such a great job of ball movement. And people at home that are watching the skill that the Liberty Flames have, the shot fake, creating bad closeouts from the Ospreys was almost perfection right there.
Hendrickson. It's going to be Abar. Tough matchup down low. Abar gets it knocked away on the first attempt. Second attempt, a whistle.
Kyle Rode that first time got the clean block, but Osprey stayed after it. That's 2 on Kyle Rode. They'll expect a substitution. Preston checking back in for Kyle Rode at this point.
And we'll take a timeout. The under 12 Flames lead by 1. Stay with us.
It is, and it's not that they get out and pressure extensively beyond the arc. It's that they are packed in. It's called the backline defense for a reason. They pack in and make it really difficult for offenses to score 16 feet and in. Coach Richie McKay, 10th season at Liberty and 6th in the country in active coaches and winning percentage at 78.8% clip.
Yeah, a lot of people would take that, definitely. Yeah. Abar at the free throw line, first time for either team today, third tie of the game.
UNF picking up in a little bit of a token full court man. Jarius Hicklin has been relatively quiet of late in the last couple of games for the Ospreys, and you'd like to see him get back in the scoring column.
Abar the reach in on Preston. Jai Enzi's in for the first time also.
Jarius is second leading scorer on the Osprey squad, 12.8 points per game.
Warfield will have the inbounds. Darius McGee. A couple of good scores right there matched up.
I also like Brody Peebles, the 6'2 sophomore guard, comes off the bench but scores 10.7 points per game.
Warfield to the left. Rebound Robinson.
Another key to the Osprey success today is rebounding. They've got to secure one and done.
Preston, it's going to be Peebles, outstanding player in Alabama. Enzi with the block. Chaz Lanier.
Jaw Enzi really coming into his own in the second semester of his freshman year. Prolific scorer coming out of high school. Scored over 2,000 points. Central Florida native.
Preston
nice
goes
pass.
down. Abar loses the ball momentarily. It's going to be a scuffle for it. Possession arrow will be for the Flames.
And we're going to keep the UNF, one of the team managers, busy wiping up that perspiration because there were 4 bodies on the floor in that scrum.
Yeah, as we'll see the block here from Ja against Peebles. Both, I believe, 2,000 plus points in their high school careers, those two. And then Darius McGee has done 2,000 plus in his college career. He's right there. Just wild. But such a blast to see his games. Here's Preston.
Love the handles from the big guy. I love their ability to shot fake.
James goes up, and Preston, the miss. Liberty bench wants the foul. I think they have a strong argument.
Jaw Enzi. Oh, and that's going to be an offensive foul. He extended the elbow.
As head coach Richie McKay saying he landed on it.
He's really working that, and he really has an argument for that non-call. Jose Placer and Carter Hendrickson checking back in the basketball game.
As you'll see here, the offensive foul, Warfield, and you extend it.
This token pressure by the Ospreys trying to change the pace of play. They have to control pace as well.
Still tied, McGee left hand. It's going to be a little short. Lanier tips it out, but Warfield's there.
You've heard me say 1,000 times. Offensive rebounds lead to made threes. And if the Ospreys hope to stay in this basketball game against the nation's top team in the country and 3 field goals made, they're going to have to do a better job on the boards.
And also the fact that they're doing this without Porter. He's on the bench currently. He tore it up in the first whole portion of this half. Abar and one. Jonathan Abar with some key baskets here. It's going to be on Warfield.
Abar comes off the bench for UNF, but averages 8.1 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and shoots 56% field goal percentage. One thing that's not a strength of his this year is his free throw percentage, so he needs to step up and knock these in for the Ospreys. 54% free throw shoot.
A 30-second timeout taken away.
It's sort of like the red flag in football.
Yeah, so Abar at the free throw line. Tight ball game. And as you see, Colin Porter's back in. Coming off a tougher game against JU, was 0 for 6 shooting and missed all 5 shots from deep, but he finds Preston down low.
Those ISO situations for the post players inside for Liberty. they're at the buffet just eating right now.
Oh, Nancy, don't get me
started.
started.
I didn't. I made a food reference.
A-Bar.
Unintentionally.
A-Bar, that right hook. But great defense by Preston. I think if you're the Flames, you keep taking those.
I think this is a very concerted effort of UNF to really get those hook shots, those baby hooks, those over the shoulders.
Porter and Zant. This is McGee.
Good ball pressure by Jose.
And Porter, he's got the three. Nothing but net there, Colin Porter.
Yeah, he's such a good catch and shoot.
Good awareness, too. A-Bar goes up strong, but Preston's waiting for him.
They've got to contain Porter. Oh,
Porter,
nice
no
pass.
look. Preston. Robinson got it stripped by A-Bar.
Offensive rebound to 3. Although Porter. Is that Porter?
Oh, what a look there. Finds his teammate, Joseph Van Zandt. And timeout. Tickets can be purchased for the event at give.unf.edu/BGBash. We'll hear from Senior Associate AD of Development at halftime. Matthew Leszewski will join me. And that's going to be Porter who gets a mid on it.
Osprey's lucky there. Long pass off the double team. 14 seconds on the shot clock for UNF, who's not shooting the ball poorly, actually shooting 57% from the field.
Preston gets a steal on the inbounds. It was meant for Jaden Parker.
The difference in this basketball game so far has been the prolific shooting from the perimeter by the Flames, 4 for 8 from 3-point.
And Shiloh Robinson. There's Darius McGee. It's going to be a little off the mark. And a foul as Oscar Berry was trying to get the box out.
Yeah, that's a good job on the weak side by Oscar Berry, and Van Zandt going over the back there.
As Van Zandt, another start. He's got 52 of them already in a very early career.
But really, the leading rebounder on the Flames, and just is such an aggressive going to the rim to get boards.
Hicklin's well short. Easy rebound for Robinson. And look out for Porter.
How savvy is this freshman point guard? You would expect nothing less from a kid coming out of Kentucky, but that's an offensive foul.
And there it is. As Coach McKay shakes his head and walks back down, he'll pull Warfield off the bench.
Well, we are in, the season of acting awards, and I think both teams have done a good job of maybe a couple of flops.
Yeah, are you saying they're Brendan Fraser in that new film?
A couple of Oscar-winning performances. What is that new film? Is something in the whale?
Yeah, I don't know if I plan on watching that one. Here's Jose Placer. Jose short from 3. Hendrickson got a hand on it, but it's Porter. Preston looks around. Warfield, then up top, Shiloh Robinson. And Jose just kind of grabbed him around the waist.
They've got to exert more pressure on Porter. He's having too easy a time of lobbing it inside to the guys inside.
I mean, Porter is out there looking like Steve Nash on some of these passes.
It's a late closeout, and it's just a touch pass over the top. The Flames are also 4th in assists per game in the nation with a 1.65 assist to turnover ratio. They just play such good, efficient ball on the offensive end of the floor.
And they're doing this with Kyle Rote on the bench with 2 fouls. Oscar Berry goes up strong, and it falls off the rim.
That's a great take by Oscar Berry, who worked himself into the starting lineup midway through this season, averaging 4.7 points per game, the transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson.
Preston up top. Preston looking for McGee. Darius McGee. And what a tip in by Blake Preston.
There's our player to watch. Coming off his 14 and 10 rebound performance the other night against JU Dolphins in Swisher Gymnasium.
Corner 3. Jose with the triple.
That was that long opposite pass that the Ospreys are so fond of and really needed that to go down for Jose Placer, who has 5 points.
Yeah, you needed that after the Preston tip-in because you could feel the energy Liberty was starting to bring. Traveling some fans well, too. Knocked away, it's Hicklin. Here comes Barry.
Carter Hendrickson needs to get back in the mix.
And the foul's going to be on Porter away from the ball.
That's putting the Ospreys on the line for the front end and 1-1. Jaden Parker checking in, or actually staying in the basketball game. A-Bar about to check in.
As you saw Preston McGee come out and his teammates loving it from Preston, that play we saw 2 possessions ago with the tip-in. But he's shown athletic moves like that his entire career. Kyle Rhodes back in, Nancy.
With his 2 fouls. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Kyle Rhodes, second all ASUN last year. Thought this was interesting when I was researching Liberty, that he was the highest ranked player in Liberty history to come to the institution. Scored 2,500 points in high school.
Sarah was there, but it's going to be Rhodes, and then it was Isaiah Warfield who took that moniker because he was a little higher ranked. Peebles is back in. Peebles, plenty of time on the clock. Goes floater, one hand. It's Parker. Parker shouting out. Hendrickson giving the offensive set. Placer, 3. And there's Dorian James up top.
Nobody blocked out Dorian James, crashing from the weak side, and he gets the easy putback.
Rhodes marches it up. One of the better passing big men, I think, in the country.
Jose Placer, mouse in the house here. This is a mismatch for the Flames, but they don't take advantage of it inside.
Warfield. Down goes Robinson.
It's a good job by Dorian James of just walling up and being disciplined defensively.
It's going to be a jump ball possession arrow for the Ospreys. Preston will come in for Rhodes. Just give Blake Preston a little, maybe 90-second breather.
Yeah, they need his production. Blake Preston with a quick 10 points in this first half, 5 for 6 from the field. He leads the team in field goal percentage at 67%.
A-Bar. He's had a good half for the Ospreys.
Oh, there's a little slip action that it's just a good idea, but couldn't get it to go. Fired that into traffic.
Yeah, too many hands in that passing lane.
That's pretty cool. And that autograph probably be worth something eventually.
Oh, Darius McGee?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, hand might cramp up after a little bit. This is Peebles. McGee. He's got 9 points. Robinson.
Ospreys are going to have to find a solution to the paint production of Liberty.
Getting outscored there 14-6. Preston. I think McKay, that was, I think wanted a whistle by the way he threw his hands up. Hendrickson.
It is a really physical basketball game, and you could probably call something if you're an official on every play. Nice.
A-Bar as the shot clock dwindles.
Not something that Jonathan A-Bar is particularly known for. Only a 31.8% three-point shooter. But the Ospreys really needed that to close the gap as they approach halftime. That's a tip.
Oh, Lanier gets it there. The shot by Peebles.
You feel like the momentum is with the Flames, but the Ospreys are only two down at this point. 6 seconds on the shot clock for Liberty. Nice give and go action.
Robinson! And Shiloh Robinson.
And that's actually a whistle that Coach McKay probably wishes was not called, because that was a breakaway dunk.
See this one more time, and their bigs can pass. Preston just fed it perfectly. As head coach Matthew Driscoll gets some debris in the lane. It's Shiloh Robinson. Man, that dunk kind of shook me back in my chair. Gets a three-point play.
Extends this lead to 5 as we approach the 2.5-minute mark in the first half. Nice backdoor cut.
Jazz Lanier. But got to look for Porter here, who's just been incredible. 12 assists for this Liberty team in the first half. He finds Preston, who gets doubled. But Porter, wide open three. And Dorian James gets there.
Ospreys have done a much better job defensively in these last few minutes.
Placer, the three!
And Placer ties it up. Jose Placer started quiet and then took over where Carter Hendrickson has left off. Carter really led the charge in the beginning of the game, had scored a quick 9 points, and now Placer with 8.
We're all tied up, 4th time this game.
High pick and roll action, and Darius McGee just so crafty, but he throws it away right there.
Jose was waiting. James gets the steal. Placer, can he turn it on some more? And Jose does!
Well, Jose had a career night of his own just a few weeks ago when you and I broadcast the game against, am I going to mess it up, Kennesaw State?
Yes.
It was Kennesaw State, right?
Yeah. On that Thursday night, a little over 2 weeks ago. It's Warfield.
I'm
Porter
so impressed by Porter.
Low. Preston, but a whistle as Blake Preston gets fouled on the right hand.
Colin Porter's ball security and his ability to find the open man off of his penetration is really spectacular for a freshman point guard in a league such as this.
He looks good on a screen, but in person up close, it's another level.
He also looks like he's about 10.
He does.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
I know I'm getting older.
I think it might be the age difference.
The age difference there?
I think so. Preston has one more. Remember, we'll hear from the winning side going into the locker room. Preston gets 1 of 2. Placer looking over the bench.
And Ospreys could go 2 for 1 in this possession, the way the pace of the game has been playing.
There's Abar. Abar! Oh, he's been a star this first half.
Placer and Abar leads all scorers with 12 points on 5 for 7 shooting. Most of them have been either dunks or right at the rim. But he did have the 3, didn't he?
He did. Got to watch out for McGee, though. He can make this a quick 1-point game.
Yeah, the Ospreys need to run a double at McGee to force him to give the basketball up.
Warfield goes to Preston. He gets the dunk.
5 seconds to go. Placer, the way he's shooting the basketball, can get this off.
He's got some time. Abar, got the touch there. But a one-possession game. The Oscheck, you talk about a talent right there. Maybe the best Schroeder's ever had.
Oh, in terms of individual players?
Yeah, in ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's Liberty.
Only a junior.
This second half, Porter as Barry touches it, but it goes off of Preston last. Or no, it's going to be a whistle on Preston as he pushed down Barry. William Anderson, the manager over there, to wipe down that perspiration.
So a turnover right off the bat in the first 10 seconds for the Liberty Flames.
Aikman jogs it up. A little quieter this week for Jarius.
Jaden Parker handoff to Carter Hendrickson.
Hendrickson This will be Hicklin driving baseline. The stutter lost it, though, and I think Van Zandt maybe got a hand or a finger on it.
Did he lose it, or did that get deflected?
It's McGee. Decides to come back out. He'll pop the three. Well off the mark. Van Zandt's there, though. Wide open Kyle Rode, and Rode, who dealt with foul trouble in the first half, an immediate impact.
Rode with two quick
poked away
fouls.
Van Zandt.
Yeah.
And we've seen back-to-back possessions where he's been able to get a hand on the ball.
Van Zandt, only 1 for 2 from the field, but really getting after it defensively, applying a lot of ball pressure.
Well, and we saw him in the first half where he got 2 fouls called on him, and one was tight. Obviously, he did not want, but he makes a quick impact right away here in the second.
Pick and roll action, 2-man game on that one side with Porter and Preston.
And McGee just has that burst as Barry gets whistled for the foul. It'll be inbounds over towards us. It'll be Rode. As Porter calls out the set. Switching over Hendrickson.
Nice ball movement there.
Rode. There's Porter. 5 to shoot. It's going to be Kyle Rode. And Rode! A pair of threes out of halftime.
The Flames needed that production from Kyle Rode, who had been so quiet in the first half. Averages almost 10 points a game for the Flames.
It's Parker. Thought about Hendrickson. Placer. Jose, fade away.
Nobody there for offensive rebounding purposes for UNF, but the Flames just content to walk it up.
It was a sea of red, Nancy. I don't want to see that today at 5:30 p.m. And there's a three. Oh, my goodness. And, I mean, it's just, you can't. It's like his stat sheet and his highlights. You can only do so much. He's got. Well, 9-0 run out of the break. 3 quick threes. Kyle Rode with a pair of them. And McGee, just a patented shot that he's made pretty well known.
Over the course of his 5-year career, there will be a little asterisk by his career because he's obviously got the COVID year. But Carter Hendrickson out of the timeout answers, stops the bleeding for the Ospreys, able to knock down that from the top of the key.
Much needed there by the Ospreys. Help kind of stop the bleeding some. Porter here for the Flames. McGee in transition, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Placer goes down, and let's see, that's his 10th charge drawn this season.
Well, I think McGee left his feet off the pass. We'd have to see the replay, and Placer was just in a good position to take the hit.
Making those student managers work hard with that perspiration on the floor. We saw it played a little role in the Thursday game against Queens.
That's right, perspiration on a breakaway dunk, which would have been easy to for the Queens and put them up to, but ended up being a turnover. Ospreys were able to come away with the 5-point win.
Hicklin trying to work on Van Zandt, who's been really good on defense to start this half.
And Jarius Hicklin, it's just not been his night so far, or his afternoon anyway. 0 for 3 from the field is Jarius.
Still scoreless. Ospreys have 3 players in double figures. Kyle Rode left wide open again. Nearly had his 3rd tray of the game just in the last few minutes. Hendrickson. Placer. 3 of 6 from deep. Hendrickson turns that corner, and it's going to be a steal by Porter. He is trying to find Jose.
Yeah, live ball high turnover, too.
Porter and McKay wanted the whistle there. To another pretty strong argument. Hicklin
backs it back out.
Van Zandt. And Van Zandt, there's the whistle. as Hickman wins that first matchup of this second half. They've gone up against each other 4 times. And we'll take a timeout here. Flames lead by 4. As Van Zandt has had that kind of look a few times and his good looks. Nancy, what's been the difference here? Is we'll see Hickman trying to make his first points of the game.
Well, I think coming out of the halftime, Liberty was very efficient in where they wanted to find their shots. And Kyle Rode, who is a very good three-point shooter, catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, came out of the locker room hot. 2 for 4 now from beyond the arc. And Carter Hendrickson's is the only one that is able to find the bottom of the net for the Ospreys.
So Hickman there. We'll see Dorian James come in. So James in for Hickman. Chaz Lanier on the floor for the Ospreys. And Abar is out there also. Abar, really good first half. Shiloh Robinson out on the CSI Company's court. Marches up his Porter.
7 assists, 2 steals. High pick and roll action for Rode.
It's McGee. Hendrickson out deep defending him.
McGee is such a 3-level scorer. It's so hard. You want to get up and crowd him, but then his ability to take it off the bounce and create off the dribble is scary as well.
And Abar able to come up on him, force the turnover.
You know, and his range starts in Lynchburg.
Oh, it does. I mean, any of the logos here on the floor, he can hit them. Hendrickson in motion. And a foul underneath. That's going to be, I believe, it'll be James. James with the hold on Preston.
That'll be second personal on Dorian. McGee bringing up, playing point guard at this point. Porter moving off the ball.
There's Rode, look for him, but McGee pops a 3.
The tip out.
Here comes Chaz Lanier. Porter on him, good defense.
Got his own rebound.
He did, and knocked out. And it's going to be last touch by Placer. We've seen that shrug motion a lot tonight, Nancy, or today. It's like, really? Oh, me? Porter. Alley-oop and the one-hand slam. Your impact player, Preston.
Yeah, that's the ISO for Porter. Everybody else lifts, and it's just an easy dump. It takes all the help side defenders away from the rim. That's about the 4th time they've gotten a lob in that ISO situation today.
There's Abar against Preston. High glass. Robinson secures it. Preston's going to win that battle.
You know me, though. I like the ability to use the glass. I like that option for Abar.
Here's Rode. Turns a corner. Glass as he drives on Hendrickson.
Extends this lead to 7.
Jose Placer.
Not for long.
Oh. Jose's trying to channel a little bit of Carter
That's
from
right.
Thursday night. Placer 4 of 7 from deep. He leads the Ospreys in scoring.
Blake Preston, our player to watch for the Flames, leads all scorers with 15 points on 7 for 9 shooting today.
Preston. It'll be 10 to shoot.
Just backing down, the bigger, stronger against Chaz Lanier.
And Preston wins it.
And they're going to have to send somebody to dig down or double, because that's too big of a matchup problem for Chaz Lanier to try to guard.
Abar short on the hook. And Preston wants to come out. I believe he gives a thumbs up to coach, but he's going to be subbed out at the next dead ball.
This has been a battle today, a physical battle between these two basketball teams. Liberty tops in the league at 6-1.
McGee gets it from Porter. Preston the rebound.
Here he goes to work again, does the big guy.
Swatted by James. In comes Lanier.
Ospreys are on a 9-game home win streak.
And a foul as it's going to be on Porter. You all right there, Nancy?
Coaches never appreciate it, never like officiating. And I'm just being entertained by the Liberty bench on this end. Peebles set to check back in for the Flames.
It is worth noting, though, that Blake Preston said to his staff and a few players, he goes, my back. I think he's just sore. I mean, he put in good minutes on Thursday.
Well, not only, it's a quick turnaround in ASUN conference play. You play on a Thursday night and a Saturday afternoon.
Abar with a good chance on the alley-oop.
And that JU game was closely contested until the end. That's a goaltend.
A goaltend. I think there was a hold before he got to the rim.
The officials need to come look at this because that was, to my eye, a goaltend.
As head coach here on ESPN Plus, Liberty basketball, Flames have outscored the Ospreys 15-7 this half.
Well, they've clamped down defensively coming out of halftime, holding the Ospreys to 20% from the field.
Warfield gets it taken away. It's Abar who is in front of Shiloh Robinson.
Sloppy possession coming out of timeout. That won't please the coaching staff.
Lanier gets the pass, pump fake. James, 3. Dorian James!
Classic case of ball going inside, collapsing the defense. 3 guys congregating around the ball and the ability to pass back out. Any player on the UNF lineup can shoot the 3.
And you see how the game changes, too, when Porter and Preston aren't on the floor. Darius McGee surrounded by a lot of white jerseys.
Carter Hendrickson may have gotten a fingertip on that one.
Hendrickson poked away. Robinson hustles for it. And James foul right as he got the ball.
Fouled by Isaiah Warfield. Second personal. Van Zant set to check back in.
Nancy, it has that feel of maybe final minute of who
you think?
who can get a stop.
I feel like every game that the Ospreys have played in recent history since Ace. Oh, and that's going to be Carter Mack trucked.
Shiloh Robinson gets helped up.
Carter can plead his case, but he literally ran over the Liberty Flames player.
And it's going to be looked at for pushing. The official review. They'll take a look at it right next to us. And hopefully Brandon Sheriff can do that later today against.
Hard on his elbow.
So just confirming that common foul.
Both coaches really working this officiating crew tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Officials might need hazard pay after this one's all said and done.
I think they would earn it. I really do. But it's always like this. When Liberty plays here in this building, it's always like this.
Nice throwback action.
McGee in the corner. McGee step back. Well defended by Hendrickson. And there's Jonathan Abar.
His go-go gadget arms extended that one, grabbed it out of the air.
Hicklin.
Abar has really asserted himself in this second half, has 12 points for the Ospreys, 5 for 11 shooting. But has gotten into a couple of passing lanes.
Goes with the right hook, short. Preston's at the scoring table.
They've closed this gap after Liberty started on such a tear, a 9-0 run coming out of the locker room, but Ospreys have stemmed the tide.
Robinson! McGee found them right in motion. They look for Abar down low again. They'll come out to help. Van Zandt has been working all day on Jarius Hicklin. Hicklin, glass, and Jarius.
First field goal of the day for Jarius Hicklin.
Now, it hasn't taken a ton, but that's been because Vincent has forced him not to.
Pick and pop action.
McGee.
To ISO for McGee.
Gonna drive it too much on it as he had to run into Hendrickson.
I love some of the Liberty Flames sets. So creative to find ways to get Darius McGee the basketball.
And the foul is going to be on Road, and that's a significant call right there.
Kyle Rhodes' third personal.
As you can see, Kyle Rhodes say, wow. There again, he did it 2, maybe 3 times.
McGee going to get a quick breather as well. McGee logged so many minutes for this Flames team. That's going to be an automatic shot for Jose Placer.
High rebound, Vincent.
In the Kennesaw game that we were referencing when Placer had such an outstanding night, he went 10 for 15 from 3-point, scored 32 points.
Porter. And it looked like he was going for Vincent, but didn't realize Vincent went underneath.
Well, I thought he did like the option to go to the guy on the block, but then he also had the Euro kickback to the top of the key, and he missed that. I think Shiloh Robinson was at the top of the key as his outlet. That's about the first mistake I've seen the young guy make.
That's his first turnover.
Yeah.
James, Oscar Berry, wing 3. And it pops out for Oscar Berry. I wasn't sure if there was hair in the eye or what, but Porter was kind of No. Porter was checking that left eye a little bit.
You just made me laugh.
Vincent.
He's got good hair.
Oh, phenomenal hair.
He's like Trevor Lawrence on the Jags with the hair. Nice lob.
Underneath, Preston. And
now
tell me.
Before even Coach McKay could say that, was there a legitimate attempt to go for the ball by the Ospreys? I thought that could be an intentional foul opportunity.
I'm with you, as they're going to review it. And it's going to be the officials looking at it, but Coach McKay was like, I want to challenge it.
Who are redshirting this year.
So flagrant one. It will be issued on Hicklin. Absolutely. Here's Preston. To get one more, and he's had a tough day at the free throw line.
Yeah, and that rim mic is really catching the clang of misses, isn't it?
Well, that rim is doing what the other rim did on Thursday night. I mean, you couldn't get any love from the other side.
Yeah, I watched from home. I had some family in town and wasn't working the game. I watched from home, and the student section was a huge help to UNF.
Oh, big time.
Very loud and in full force at the east end of the bleachers. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Flames.
Robinson from the left elbow. Robinson strong.
Helped in large part by Preston on the clear out.
Here's Hicklin. Vincent has been, I'd say, an unsung hero today. 3, Jarius Hicklin bouncing back from the flagrant 1.
McGee walking the ball up. Ospreys have cut the lead to 2. No lead appears safe today.
Oh, isn't that the truth? McGee driving. Tipped up and in.
Van Zandt just in the right place at the right time for that tip in. Remember, he's the leading rebounder. You've got to always make the best attempt to block out. There, I just spoke of the young man, comes away with another one. So offensive rebound and defensive rebound in 30 seconds.
Down low, it's going to be Robinson from Porter.
Got to exert more ball pressure on Porter.
And the foul, Placer coming in, trying to rip that ball away. And the foul's going to be on Hendrickson. Flames up by 4. We'll take a timeout. My goodness, you don't want to go paint. And then Nancy, those second chance points, they're just feasting when they get those.
Yeah, they have a 30-12 points in the paint differential over UNF and a 17-3 second chance point. So that's where the discrepancy lies. But the Ospreys have been keeping it close with timely shooting and have 3 players in double figures, led by Placer with 14.
Kyle Rode, his third 3 of the second half. Big shot from a big-time player. He had those 2 quick 3s to start this half. Seems like every basket he's made today has been big.
Well, and if he had had more of a chance to play in the first half, he got saddled with 2 quick fouls. He's making his impact now.
Rode, though, another whistle.
That's his 4th.
Yeah, it's going to force Preston to come in.
That's unfortunate for the Flames because he's made such a difference in this second half of action. 11 points on 4 for 6 shooting, 3 for 5 from beyond the arc.
If he gets that clean and turns a corner, I mean, the game is very different. Placer at the free throw line, and he'll get a second chance after one very close.
And Carter Hendrickson with his career night on Thursday, but Jose Placer had 22 points, 9 for 17 from the field.
Lips out there by Placer. Jose says, let's go to his team as they march back on defense.
Plenty of time. 6 minutes is a lifetime in the game of basketball.
McGee trying to make something work. It gets deflected, bounced around, and Robinson.
Robinson was the lucky recipient of a tip pass from Carter Hendrickson.
Hendrickson.
One-on-one, big guy against big guy right now.
Abar, that right hook.
Abar has come away an unfortunate shooter a couple of times on those turnaround Jays.
An 8-point lead. You can sense from Liberty how important this set is right now.
Well, and once you go under the 5-minute mark, you're into time and possession situation. Looks like the Ospreys have switched to that 2-3 matchup zone for one possession, though, didn't it?
It looked like they did.
Just to change the pace of play.
Porter able to get the kickball. Robinson left wide open on the inbound. Shiloh Robinson.
Oh, that was a defensive blown assignment by the Ospreys. Although Robinson only a 27.8% three-point shooter.
Abar wanted Hendrickson, but Preston and Robinson on the other end make it very difficult.
And Coach Driscoll needs a timeout. His lead has expanded to 9. Yeah, nothing easy right now for the Ospreys. Jose Placer picking up in a little bit of token pressure.
Under 5 to go. Flames looking for their 16th win of the season.
Something else to keep in mind is UNF is down to 1 timeout, which is unusual for the Ospreys. Usually Coach Driscoll has multiple timeouts, and that's a step back from Darius McGee.
Hendrickson, first one to touch it, and it'll be Ospreys ball.
Ospreys have to make hay while the sun shines. They've got to go quick but not hurry in these possessions.
Hicklin has that Liberty bench talking a lot to the players on the floor of which man they need to be on.
That's a double from Carter. It means somebody else is open for the Ospreys. Good ball movement.
Hicklin, and that one gets tipped, but Robinson says, I got ball, but he's going to get called for the foul.
Well, he might have gotten ball, but he got all body as well on Hicklin.
See it here on the replay. Lanier the pass.
There's contact there.
Yes, for sure. Contact. Neither team has shot free throws well today.
Well, they haven't shot well, and they haven't shot many for either team. Liberty's only gone to the line 6 for 6 attempts, 3 for 6. Ospreys have gone now 5 for 11.
So Hicklin has one more. And Van Zant goes up high for that one.
Jarius Hicklin, usually a 75% free throw shooter. Been a tough afternoon for Jarius, only 7 points.
Road, bounce
Nice.
pass, Van Zant! And that's been a key today, the passing of the Flames.
Well, the passing but the pass, the dribble, and the penetration leads to missed defensive rotations.
And Robinson, good defense. Last touch by Hendrickson, and it'll be Flames ball when we come 2 down low.
I've just been impressed with this second 20-minute stanza for the Flames, where they've really exploded. They have a 31-17 advantage.
Robinson.
But they haven't just gotten it from Darius McGee. They've gotten it from a variety of other players. Most notably, Kyle Rode came out of the locker room and really put his stamp on that first 4 or 5 minutes of play. And then Blake Preston. And I'm not taking any credit, but I can pick players to watch.
Oh, you definitely can.
He really impressed me with his play against JU, with his first double-double of the season. I just like forwards that are really fundamentally sound. And
Porter, had a nice move to get there. Another second chance opportunity.
They're just spreading the floor, looking to utilize the entire shot clock. They're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock, but it doesn't matter because Darius McGee,
And
quick as a
Hendrickson,
hiccup.
It's a swat. Thought he had it there until 3 closed out on him.
7 seconds to go.
There's Rode. 3 to shoot.
I don't know if he knows he has 3 to shoot.
And
He didn't
Porter,
get it off.
no, he won't. Had that ball.
One of the few mistakes of the second half for the Flames. 11 turnovers on the afternoon.
But 21 assists as they've scored 66 points.
And really what you have to pay attention to, 21 assists on 27 made baskets. That's your offensive efficiency for the Flames. And a lot of that has to be credited to the play of Colin Porter. He's got 9 of those 21.
That's a new career high for the young man as Rode wins a battle against Dorian James down low. And Nancy, we've seen the Ospreys, that win streak, it's on the line, 7-0 at home, 9 straight in this building they've won. And usually these games are tight at home. 3 games decided by a combined 9 points. McGee, man, no love from that rim.
Yeah, a lot of these shots have rattled in and out today on the east end of the floor. Ospreys have to score quickly. At this point, it neither matters whether it's a 2 or a 3. You've just got to get points.
Placer, and he draws a foul.
So Placer did a good job. You attack the rim and you try to score or get fouled and you stop the clock. Then you can pick up, try to create a steal off full court pressure.
And Brody Peebles is going to come in. Jose at the free throw line.
Brody Peebles has had a quiet afternoon.
So Robinson comes out. Van Zant foul number 4 for him.
I really like Shiloh Robinson's minutes today. 15 points for the senior, the 6'7" senior from Kearney, Nebraska. On 6 for 7 shooting from the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. You can have a 6th, 7th man who has that starter quality.
Ospreys off the made free throw picking up.
McGee fingertip catch.
Looks like they're not going to foul. They're just going to play this out. And the Flames just spreading the floor, 5-out action.
Road. And timeout taken by the Flames. 1:29 to go. What about for the Ospreys, Nancy? What did they take away from this game? They get the win on Thursday, but I'd say right now you're going up against the top team in the ASUN.
Oh, without a doubt, are you going up against the top team? I think it was a little bit of a blip on the radar screen against a very good Eastern Kentucky team, but Darius McGee wasn't at full strength that game. He had a lower leg injury, so he played a few more limited minutes, but gosh, they're a tough out. Whether you're on the road or at home, so many ways to score the basketball, so fundamentally sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Ospreys have battled for 39 and a half minutes, just haven't been able to knock down enough shots and make enough stops.
The Ospreys get back out there. It's Barry, it's Hicklin, it's Hendrickson, Abar, and Placer. Flames ball for Road. Robinson, and he gets fouled by Carter. We've seen that scoring defense on the year, 58.4 for the Flames, are pretty much right at that number.
And for an Osprey team that likes to score the basketball and play with pace, that's a low number for them today. Shot the ball really well in the first half, but have come up much shorter in the second 20 minutes, only shooting 26% in the second half. Have really had to work really hard to get good looks at the rim.
Robinson and that rim just, that rim won't be getting a Christmas letter, I know that much. There's the pass, and Jonathan Abar. Robinson back to Road.
Nice problem to have when one of your 4s and 5s can handle it against pressure and bring it up against the floor in late game scenarios.
As they'll have a 1-and-1 across town right now. Dolphins just going final. They take down Queens 77-70.
And that's a good Queens team. Telling you what, there are no easies in this ASUN conference in men's basketball.
No, not this year, no.
Yeah, and the UNF women lost a tough one at Eastern Kentucky. They will return home to Jacksonville and go on the road to Swisher on Thursday. And they'll do that quirky back-to-back JU Thursday at Swisher and then home next Saturday at 2 o'clock against JU again.
Placer. McGee went down. Placer and Vinzant. That's going to be his 5th. Let's wait for it. Yeah, and Vinzant will foul out.
In 23 minutes of action, 6 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 13 rebounds for Vinzant.
Placer, free throw line. Peebles at the scorer's table. Warfield comes in. And like you said, Robinson, there he goes. Strong day today. Placer. Flames ball for Road. Robinson. And he gets fouled by Carter. We've seen that scoring defense on the year, 58.4 for the Flames, are pretty much right at that number.
And for an Osprey team that likes to score the basketball and play with pace, that's a low number for them today. shot the ball really well in the first half, but have come up much shorter in the second 20 minutes, only shooting 26% in the second half. Have really had to work really hard to get good looks at the rim.
Robinson and that rim just, that rim won't be getting a Christmas letter, I know that much. There's the pass, and Jonathan Abard. Robinson back to Road.
Nice problem to have when one of your 4s and 5s can handle it against pressure and bring it up against the floor in late game scenarios.
As they'll have a 1-and-1 across town right now. Dolphins just going final. They take down Queens 77-70.
And that's a good Queens team. Telling you what, there are no easies in this ASUN conference in men's basketball.
No, not this year, no.
Yeah, and the UNF women lost a tough one at Eastern Kentucky. They will return home to Jacksonville and go on the road to Swisher on Thursday. And they'll do that quirky back-to-back JU Thursday at Swisher and then home next Saturday at 2 o'clock against JU again.
Glossaire. McGee went down. Glossaire and Van Zant. That's going to be his 5th. Let's wait for it. Yeah, and Van Zant will foul out.
In 23 minutes of action, 6 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 13 rebounds for Van Zant.
Glossaire, free throw line. Peebles at the scorer's table. Warfield comes in. And like you said, Robinson, there he goes. Strong day today. And Lanier is going to come in for Hendrickson.
Yeah, when you think that the Ospreys did such a good job on Darius McGee, he's only 4 for 20 on the afternoon. But when so many other players can hurt you on the Flames, they've got 4 players in double figures, led by Preston with 17. It's just a tough defensive matchups.
And
I don't know in this game if that matters a whole lot, but it would if it was a little bit closer.
It's Warfield.
Oh dear, that could have. He got clipped. Warfield got clipped on the face. I hope he's okay. Just an effort by the Ospreys to try to get a loose ball. That could be a concussion scenario right there because I think he got it on the side of the head. Unintentional.
What was that, 2-3 weeks ago? Remember when Broerman for the women's team
got it right in the temple?
Yeah, it was just a glancing elbow.
It's interesting. I've had a few concussions in my career, in my playing days as well, and sometimes you don't even recognize that you've had a concussion until later the next day. A couple of days later, you're experiencing the headaches and maybe the sound and the light symptoms. And since my playing days, concussion protocol has gotten so much more strict, and a huge benefit for the mental health and wellness of student athletes with return to play protocols and things like that. He looks to be okay.
Glad to see him walking.
He got his bell rung though, didn't he? And we didn't get to see that replay, but I definitely think he got it in the head.
So we thought Robinson's day was over, but Shiloh Robinson back on the floor. I think he was a little surprised too.
Colin Porter going to the line.
Man, I tell you what, I knew he was good, but to see him up close is a whole different thing.
And you know how many universities overlook the young man because of his height.
Oh, for sure.
5'9".
Yeah.
Not only him, but Darius.
Yes.
They're both listed at 5'9".
But you watch Porter, I'd say that's a redshirt junior on the floor.
Yeah, he doesn't play. He plays with a poise that is not a freshman.
Hendrickson, good move and a finish there. Timeout Ospreys.
Opportunity to see the refreshed look of the UNF arena.
Yeah, the suite, the Osprey outlook, the new floor.
Yeah, CSI Company's Court.
And we've got ourselves a football play as McGee and Placer got tangled up. And Hickman gets called for the foul. McGee kind of grabbing those knees, stretching that left leg.
Well, and as much as fans from home or in the stands might think that this game has already been decided, as coaches, there are never enough opportunities to teach late game scenarios and time of possession and try to cut in to this 9-point lead for the Flames. The three is the great equalizer in basketball, and if you can make a few threes, you can cut into this lead really quickly.
I was watching, I think it was the Heat Mavs game, and with about 8 minutes to play, they showed an ESPN graphic of Mavs should win 99.9% of the time. Placer misses the three.
Well, that's like the Jacks game last Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
We committed 5 turnovers in the first half. Lots of people left the stadium and turned the game off, and then woke up to realize that the Jags had pulled it off.
Oh, I've told people if somehow I had decided to go, first off, it's cold. I'm an indoor cat. I would have left at halftime.
I actually have a friend that I gave my season tickets to today that brought his wife, and he and I were texting on Saturday night. And I said, I'm going to go to bed, and then I rallied, and then he texted me. He did go to bed, so he woke up surprised.
Well, I took a little cat nap in the first quarter and then woke up for the second half. Hendrickson, and that's
going to do it.
Kind of the way it's gone today for the Ospreys. Kyle Rhodes going to hold on to it. And the Flames, an important win on the road. They beat both the Dolphins and the Ospreys. They moved to 7-1 in conference play as that clock ticks down. And, man, this Flames team, they are well-rounded.